This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Night Force 2-pack of Beachhead and Quick Kick. In this case, neither of these figures had a Night Force character prior, so this makes these first-timers for these guys. That being said, it was a Walmart exclusive, and it was in stores before they shipped it out to people, which I think this is a problem with Walmart and pre-orders, is that I think there's a good chance that 50% of the time, the item will end up in the stores before they end up in the hands of the people who ordered them. And the other 50% of the time, they cancel those orders and then put them in stores anyway. Okay, maybe like 45% chance that they'll just cancel the orders outright, and a 5% chance that they'll cancel the orders outright and then put them in the stores. It's always funny when you find these items that got canceled on clearance afterwards. Anyway, we have another stupid thing Hasbro did here. We have literally 3 different heads for Quick Kick, and we don't have an unmasked head for Beachhead. I am like 99% positive that he had that mask off in the cartoon at some points, and 90% sure he had it off in the comic book, even though I haven't read the comic book. But either way, they could have given us an unmasked head for him as well, and they haven't done that in either of the other Beachhead figures that they've put out yet either. So on the side, we get some artwork of the two. Looking good. On the other side, we get the junky stuff. And on the back, we are back to product shots of the figures. Looks like we got a close-up of a Night Force logo, Quick Kick's Demon Mask, and the Fungi Interactive badge. Which, if you don't know, is the candy bar that Quick Kick was trying to sell, or I should say, that's the candy bar Quick Kick was doing the commercial for when he ran into the Joes for the first time in Season 1. Now let's go ahead and open these guys up, shall we? And so, for our first review, we will be going ahead and taking a look at Beachhead. Don't you guys just love how I do that? There might be a little bit of a craze there too, but let's go ahead and get him out of his package. Okay. Well, let's start by trying to put Beachhead on a stand. Oh my god. Oh, for... There we go. Alright, so here's Night Force Beachhead in all of his glory. Let's take a look at the crap that he comes with. First off, we have a pistol with a specially designed suppressor for it. Like so. And those should fit over here. Out of the way. Huh. This Beachhead just has the one knife sheath. I left that on Quick Kick's side. So we'll put it... So I took this knife there and put it in here. Might not be the right knife, actually. So we have a second knife of a slightly different design. So these are our 2 knives. Oh, hey, actually. One goes down there, and one goes up here. Ta-da! God dang it, his foot came loose again. Dude, this is awful. Also, this ankle holster thing, it just ain't sitting well, is it? Alright. So that's all the equipment slots he has. This may actually be a new vest here, or a new harness for him. And it's got like the little red cap, because I believe he's part of, well no, that'd be the Green Berets, wouldn't it? I don't remember which part of the service Beachhead's supposed to be part of. Since I haven't reviewed any of the other figures yet, I kind of haven't looked at his file card. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at some other stuff here. Here's his backpack. I believe that this is, in fact, designed like the backpack he had in the original toy. Although I've always been kind of questionable as to why it looks like there's a bazooka round on it. So that doesn't really want to fit on his back very well. Big surprise there. We have another rifle. Is this an AK-47? Suppressor comes off and the clip comes out. He has a bag of something. I believe his original toy came with this, but I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's not like Tunnel Rat's dynamite pack. So we'll go ahead and we'll slip that on him. Although it doesn't really want to sit down right with the backpack in place. I wonder if we need to remove the backpack, put it down there, and then put the backpack back in place if we can get it back in place again. And his foot came off the stand once more. He also comes with a crossbow with no bolts for it. I believe this is the one that came with the first Scarlet that came out, the one that didn't look like the original figure. So it's more of a handheld thing. And then we have two grenade thingies. I'm going to guess, honestly, based on this design, that these might be like smoke grenades. But if you want to let me know what NF2 stands for, please feel free. And finally, he comes with a rifle that looks like it should be a sniper rifle, with a removable magazine. Okay, question for gun guys out there. What's the difference between a magazine and a clip? I think one is a handgun and the other is for rifles, right? But if I'm wrong, please let me know and let me know what it is. That being said, though, his scope does not come off of here. And it's not the same rifle that Tunnel Rat comes with, even though it's got the big-ass scope on it. That being said, Beachhead here has a whole new color scheme. They went with kind of a black and gray digital camouflage and the dark green. I have no idea why they decided to give him this weird... I mean, it's not a weird pattern, but it's a weird pattern, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see how this is going to help them hide in the dark. So for those of you who don't know, when it comes to hiding in the dark, first off, you don't want to use a straight black color because you will stand out a bit as a darker spot in shadows and darkness and night. You want to use more of a charcoal gray, a dark brown, a dark green, even a dark purple. Just dark colors that aren't straight black and something that's more likely to blend into your environment. So there's your night stalking tip from me today. That being said, I'm not sure how that pattern is supposed to help out with the hiding in the dark or being in the dark. Because I think part of the whole Night Force thing is that there's supposed to be a covert night operations unit, right? So I'm not sure what they were thinking with this one. If anybody is in covert operations with the military and you have some idea of why this pattern would actually be useful, let me know. Or if it wouldn't be useful at all, that's what I'd like to know as well. If this is just something that the people at Hasbro just made up for the heck of it to try to make him look different. That being said, let's talk about our buddy Beachhead's articulation. His head is on a ball joint, and it does appear to have, yes, it has the old hinge. So this is probably the original neck and head for Beachhead. Honestly, it's probably also the original shirt, which is actually the same shirt I think both Stalker and Snake Eyes use. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this was basically Snake Eyes' clothing set, to be honest with you. So, his head is on a ball joint, and it's got the hinge at the top of the neck, so he's got that extra range of articulation that we don't get anymore. Unfortunately, his neck also moves quite a bit inside the top part there, or the neck hole, the shirt collar, I guess. But it also is articulated a little bit there too, so you can get some motion there. So his head and neck both spin around. He does have a butterfly joint, and it moves like this. We can hinge the arm up and spin it around. We have the bicep cut still, and we have the double jointed elbows. Boom! Okay. Just as a quick addition to what I was saying earlier with the articulation, because I totally missed the hands, which of course can spin, but the right hand has the up and down hinge on it, and the left hand has the in and out, which I've been noticing that more and more with the G.I. Joe figures. And I think that's basically being done for this reason specifically, is to make it easier for them to hold their rifle like this in two hands. So he's got an ab crunch underneath that vest. You can just barely get it to move one click forward and back, and it does click, which is kind of cool. We can spin at the waist and wibble wobble all around that waist area. We do have drop down hips, although it's hard to tell that they're dropping down because of the harness gear on his thighs, which do have the thigh cut. So we can spin those as well. And what would be the thigh cut without a double jointed knee to go along with it? He does have the boot cut at the bottom as well. His foot does go on a hinge down. And he can do point. Actually, probably should have done this with Jinx, because her shoes actually look more like point shoes. But yeah, they also have the spin that we usually have with the G.I. Joe. You know what, though? I'm going to feel real stupid if I go to edit this video and find out that there actually was a Night Force version of Beachhead previously, but I don't think there was. So overall on this Night Force Beachhead, I like the idea of increasing the Night Force troops. I think it's a good group to expand on. And there were like 2 waves of them in the original series of figures. Which, again, I didn't actually realize there were 2 series of them when I was a kid. That being said, I like most of his design except for the striping on his shirt. I think I would have liked it better without the striping, or if maybe they had gone with a darker camouflage look for that part too. Because I'm not really sure why they decided to go with it this way. And then, you know, he's got the red beret. Are there red berets in the United States military? I know there's green berets. But I thought the red berets were part of like the UK military. Again, you can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about that one. But he does have what I'm assuming is a beret strapped to his vest there. Apparently we're also long since past the days of trying to have the figures be able to hold all the equipment that they come with, because there's nowhere to actually attach the grenades to him, nor on his backpack. The crossbow and the other rifle also do not fit on him anywhere. And his backpack's not designed to even hold any of that equipment. Although, now that I look at it, he does look like he has crossbow bolts sculpted into his backpack. And I don't know, did the original... I never had the original Beachhead. I don't even think I even got him, you know, on the side anywhere. Did he come with a crossbow? If he did, then man, I feel kind of dumb. But if he didn't, I'm kind of confused even more now. Because I wish somebody could still explain to me why it looks like he has a bazooka round attached to his backpack too. Anyway... yeah, overall, he's not bad. I just think that the shirt top should have been done differently. But otherwise, I think he's a nice addition to the Night Force line of figures. But why don't you guys tell me what you think of this figure in the comments below? And if you enjoyed this review, please feel free to like the smash button. And as always, and of course, if you'd like to hear more of my nonsense, you can subscribe. That would be great. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.